Go get him. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl, Moon. Big boy. Summer. What's that, big dog? Go get him. Go get him. All right. No. My bad, y'all. My bad. Summer, no. Summer, down. Hubble, shut up. Next weekend is a big weekend for Major and Hubble. They got a bike work event and hog hunting next weekend. Go get him, Major. Go get him, Major. Good boy. Good boy. I'm inside my tent to keep the bugs and shit off me. I bet I'll turn it, y'all need to see it. Good boy. Good boy, Major. Good boy. Can't get Major to bark. He ain't gonna bark unless we're about to do some bite work. He ain't much of a barker besides that. Hubble, or have to bark at anything, anybody. Moon too. And I can get Mate some of the bark. Some talk. Some talk. Good boy. Moon talk. Moon talk. Alright. Anubis Outdoors, what's happening? Is that new? I don't know. If it is new, what's happening? If it's not Anubis, what's happening? What's going on? Good boy. Hubble, chill out. Yeah, they coming along though. They coming along. I mean, they only a year now. Major is taller than Soma. He ain't as heavy as Soma, as thick as Soma. But I mean, by the time he's 3, I should say, he'll probably be a bigger dog than Soma. Soma's probably like 85, somewhere between 85 and 90 pounds. I expect Major to be at least that by the time he's that age. I haven't weighed him in a while. I need to weigh him, but I mean, Soma's probably somewhere between like 80 and 85 pounds. Actually, I gotta go weigh him again, but I mean, Major is pretty big, and Hubble is as big as Soma. She don't have the girth. She ain't as solid as him, but she's a big girl though too. for the type of dog she is and the age she is. She only had one heat so far. Her next one should be in about, that was her first heat was last month, or no, 2 months ago. So sometime around December she'll come into her second one. I won't be breeding her then either. I won't breed her until at least until I move, which will be probably early next year, and I'll more than likely be breeding her to Soma. Boy, major, but I will be breeding Soma this year to Moon. I will, but y'all will just get to see those puppies. Y'all just get to watch those. I won't have none of those for sale. I mean, a few people might get one. I might maybe like 2 to 3 people might get one. People, but those will be people that I'm either close to or I really believe will do something with those dogs. And then I'll keep one or two. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty big. I'm interested to see how big. So when I take some of the Moon, Moon has always thrown decent, really good sized dogs. For her last litter with Gray, the dog, for y'all who know my dogs, the last litter with Gray, Gray was a decent sized female. She was bigger than Moon, but she wasn't as big as Hubble. And again, that's just on Moon side. So I'm and that dog that I bred her to was probably as big as Soma. But I'm interested to see if Soma, throws that size again. Even though we're doubling up on Moon, um, Soma's still a big dog, and he comes from big dogs. So I'm interested to see if I can get some size. If not, I'm okay with that. I got other plans to get size back in there. But really, what I really want from doing the Moon to Soma breeding is just that high drive, highly trainable dog. Moon is like a damn near genius, brilliant dog when it comes to training. So I'm looking to get some more of that, which is a little bit more. I want another black dog. I want those dogs should probably be all black. So I'll be able to get some of that, keep that. Again, if I lose size, I'm okay with that because Major's big, Hubble's big. They'll both be big dogs. And I have another American Bulldog puppy that I'm getting next weekend. So when y'all see me, let's say next Monday, if I go live next Monday, y'all will see my new puppy. But that dog should be able to give me some size. Again, that dog won't be bred for 2 years if she works out. If she don't work out, then just disregard any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going. If she don't work out, then I'll sell her to like a pet home. But if she works out, and what I mean by that is if she gets along with these dogs, she's as easily to train. She's as easy to keep. Hey, no, if she's as easy to train, as easy to keep as these dogs, and then she'll work, whether it's hog hunting or on man, whether on either pretty well, then I'll likely breed her. If she does, and if she's a super, super, super civil dog, then I'll breed her to Major. If she's not, if she's more like a calm, easy to keep family dog, then I'm definitely going to take her to Soma, and I'll have some heavy bulldog stuff off of my own dogs. But yeah, I love Hubble size. The reason I say Hubble because females are usually smaller than the males in most litter. And having a big female, taking her back to her dad will ensure me that I keep big females in that litter from her and her dad. All those females will be big. All of them will be a nice size. What I consider big, I don't mean like mastiff size big or nothing like that. They'll be big for an average dog. They'll be about, I would say Hubble's probably like 65 pounds or so. Um, and again, she is only one, just turned one. So by the time she's around 2 years old is when I kind of like say this is the weight of the dog. This is what I should be expecting to see from this dog. Whatever they are around then is when you can start to truly say, now I can start to see what this dog really, really is. So another year of growth, Get a little taller, maybe, and definitely she's gonna get heavier. I'll be able to know what she really is. But even if she stays as is, I mean, that's pretty big for a female. Nice head on her, nice muzzle on her, nice bone on her, athletic, good lungs. So I'll be able to keep all of that shit when I double up on her dad. And just an all around good dog, just like Soma. Just an all around good dog. My homeboy was telling me, he's like, when I look at Hubble, I just see a really nice dog. When I look at Major, I see a demon. But the thing about Hubble is that she's a really nice dog until she's not. The same as Soma. Just a really good dog until he's not. You ever see him work, he is nothing to play with. And Hubble's the same way. If you ever see her work, she ain't nothing to play with. She is no joke. She's serious. But when it's time to just chill, she can just chill. You see, Major, his ass ain't gonna sit down. He trying to find something to do at all times. And if it's any thought that he can be aggressive, he's going to 1,000. He ain't going to 10. He ain't going to 20 or 100. He's going to 1,000 immediately, and he's happy to do it. So I got to be really conscious of who I breed him to and who gets those puppies. But with Soma and Hubble, people can get those. I think people can handle those puppies. I think just the average family could handle those puppies, and I think that people who want a working dog would still get a high quality working dog. What you got, Moon? What's that? Piece of tree. Major, what you got? What you got, Major? What's that? What's that? But yeah, I mean, and then when I double up on someone, so Major and Hubble already have really nice bone because their mom Apollo had nice bone too. But when I double up on Soma, I mean, I'm expecting to just get basically him, basically, really honestly. His Apollo is bred similar to him, mainly bull herder, and American bulldog. Except for on her end, it's mostly herder. On Soma's end, it's mostly bulldog. But still, all the same combination of dogs is in someone that was in Apollo, who is Hubble and Major's mom. So when I take him back to his daughter, someone has a big head, nice black head. Hubble has a really good head for a female. Those females in that litter, someone to Hubble, will have better heads than Hubble, which is a super, super good head. Better bone. I mean, they'll probably just be someone. They'll probably just in different colors. And that won't be until, like I said, 2026. But for people who see this and might be interested, hit me. We can, what I'm saying, the earlier you hit me and we talk about it, the better chance you have of getting one of those puppies. Yeah, but that won't be till 2026. The only breeding I'm doing that's of dogs between the dogs that are on my yard will be Soma to Moon this year, and that could be any day now. She ain't in heat yet, but she should be coming into heat anytime. She was last in heat around 6 months ago, so she should be coming into heat anytime soon, any day now. And when she does, she'll go to Soma. But again, like I said, those puppies won't go to the public. So even those, if you're interested in one of those, I'll probably only have two available. They'll probably both be males. But the earlier you hit me, the better chance you're gonna get one. I'm not saying if you do hit me, you will get one, because those will go to people who really, really have a passion for dogs and working dogs. They won't go to just people who like dogs in general. They're gonna go to somebody who really, really, really loves dogs and loves working their dog. If you need a dog because your best friend died, or your girlfriend left you, or saying you think your kid wants it, those dogs will not be for you. If you want a dog because you want some protection, or you want to do some hog hunting, or you want to do some frisbee, or some weight pulling, or some wall climb, or some spring pole, or some, what I'm saying, if you want a dog for those reasons, then yeah, hit me and we can talk. But if you want a dog because you're sad, or because your kid needs somebody to play with, or your other dog needs a buddy, these are probably not the dogs for you. I mean, these could be the dogs for you, but I'm not rehoming these. I'm not selling these dogs for those reasons. Not these dogs. There might be some dogs in the future that I might sell for those reasons, but these dogs won't be for that. They're going to be for people who really have a passion for working their dogs, whatever the work is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you consider work, and or just being super active with their dogs. I think um, in the past I wanted just active people, and that ain't necessarily what I want. I want a person who likes to. I want a person who has a passion for being active with their dogs, not just somebody who wants a jogging partner. You know what I mean? So yeah, but like I said, the earlier you hit me, the better chance, the better chances you'll get um, to get something off of the Moon Soma litter or the Soma Hubble litter. And so next year, I'm gonna take Moon. I'm gonna take Soma to Hubble next year. That's for sure. If they're both still alive, I'll take Soma to Hubble next year, and I'll probably also take Major to Hubble next year. That Major to Hubble litter will probably be sometime around the end of next year, and and those I'm gonna treat like the Soma and Moon litter. Those will be super super special people that get those dogs because those dogs will be mean. I expect those, and so they're gonna need a special handlers to really get the most out of those dogs. I'm not saying a handler who's not I wouldn't consider like an expert can't handle them. They definitely can because one thing I breed for is stability. So there'll be stable dogs with their family. But what happens when that dog gets loose? You know what I mean? If that dog happens to get out of your controls at some point, then it becomes a liability. So I got to be careful that whoever gets those dogs really, 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 really is prepared for that and understands that. And I will. And that's when I do that. When I do that breeding. I don't think I'm gonna charge a whole lot though for either breeding, either litters for the Moon and Soma um, puppies. They'll probably be less than $1,000. Not a whole lot less. Not what I'm saying, but less than $1,000. And the same um, for the Major to Hubble litters. They probably will be too. And the Soma to Hubble litter probably will be too. Not much less, but less than $1,000. I feel like $1,000 is for me, for what I'm doing. $1,000 is good enough. I know people who charge 1,500, 2,000. You know what I'm saying? 2,500. And like I said, I really want my dogs to go to families. I think you get the most out of them if they go to a family. And what families have $1,500 to spend on a dog these days? And when you get a puppy, it's you taking a risk. No matter where you get it from or what kind of dog it is, you're taking a risk. Um, so who wants? So me, I just can't see at this point right now today, the way that everything is in the world, the way that everything is in the dog world. I can't see charging somebody thousands of dollars to take this risk for me. Now, if you want to buy one of these four dogs, yeah, you want to buy Soma, he's probably $2.5 million. If you want to buy Moon, probably the same. If you want to buy Major, he's probably $250,000. Hubble, probably $175,000. You know what I'm saying? That's for them. But these dogs are proven, they're tested. You know, you can just plug and play with these dogs, no worries whatsoever. They're going to do the job for 100% sure. You know, or you're taking a risk that the dog is as good as the parents. You're taking a risk that you are prepared to get the dog to the level of the parents or better. You know what I mean? So I think $800 is a good mark to take that risk because again you're still getting something special in these dogs. These dogs are um, a lot of care has been taken in putting them together, and a lot of care will be taken putting other dogs together in the future. You know what I mean? So, and that's really what you're paying for. So you're still getting something special, but it's always a risk when you get it. But gonna is for sure a sure thing. None, zero. So in understanding that, I got to be fair to people buying dogs from me and try to be, and try to make it to where families can afford them. They can have them and put them in more family homes than not. That's one of my favorite things about them is that they able to just I can have my whole family back here and they just love everybody. And then on top of that, we can all sleep good at night knowing that the dogs are actually going to do their job and they are not going to play. They're going to do it. They're going to do it with extreme prejudice. And I would like to see more families benefit from that. You know, I could take Soma or Major or Hubble, Moon. I can take them and I can go fishing and they'll chill. I could take them to a store and they'll chill. I could take them to the park and play ball, play frisbee, swim, and they can come back home and all play together. And then I could take them hunting and they really do it. They get really busy. And then I can go to sleep at night and they protect my house. And I would just like to see more families benefit the same way. Oh boy. Oh boy. They're great in a pack. They're great individually. And of course, these dogs are all related. But you'll see, like I said, starting Monday when I have the new dog, you'll see they will accept that dog into the pack, and she'll be just like one of them, just like a Rogue, just like Rogue did, like Rogue was. Good girl, Moon. Good girl. Good girl, Moon. Someone they always try to catch the bees and the wasp. And the wasp they always sting them in the mouth as soon as they grab one. But they do not care. They'll kill them anyway. Good thing y'all ain't allergic to bees. If my if the picture's a little grainy, that's because I'm inside this tent. Trying to keep the bugs off me, the mosquitoes and all that. That's how big boy. You see Major, he is not gonna sit down. His ass gonna stay moving. I'm surprised Moon is sitting down. Moon is the same way here. He very rarely sits down. The puppies know they ain't supposed to go on the patio. That's why you see Major right there. Soma can go on the patio. I don't really mind that. It's a little cooler over there. But the puppies can't go over there. One, because I don't want them close to my fence. You know what I'm saying? They ain't as trained to understand that no matter what's happening on the other side of that fence, not to go over it. They will. I mean, I won't say they will. It's not a 0% chance. It's probably somewhere closer to 50-50 But with Soma, that's damn near, unless something major is happening to me or my family, he ain't going over that fence. Same with Moon. But the puppies, in order to keep, until they learn, till I know that they understand that, we just keep them off the patio, keep them away from the fence, and this also keeps them from chewing up shit on the patio. If you ever, for people who don't know, who haven't seen my yard, if you ever go over there, the patio is super nice, and the puppies be out here all day, and they don't fuck with nothing over there because they know they can't even, they're not even supposed to be over there, so they don't even go over there. And that's how we keep them from chewing up shit. By the time they're go over there, they'll be long past their chewing up shit stage. So instead of just coming out here to chew up shit or yelling at them and disciplining them, I'll just say, okay, you just can't go where the chewable shit is, and that works a lot better than um, trying to break them a chewing. They can come over here and say, you see Moon chewing on a stick. Hubble has her a piece of bark or something she's chewing on. Hey, Moon, they can have all that stuff. Good dogs. Good girl, Moon. See, the puppies don't really go on there. I mean, don't get me wrong, they still will. I gotta call them back from over there every once in a while, but only when they get super excited. But they ain't gonna go too crazy over on the patio. Neffy, what's happening? My next breeding is anytime soon. Like I was just saying, Moon should be in heat any day now, and I'm gonna breed her to Soma. Any day now, she should be coming into heat, and I'll take her to Soma. I got some breedings. I got some breedings planned outside of my yard for Soma, maybe for Major, if they want to use Major. But as far as dogs on my, and those aren't even set in stone. It's just people hit me and said they want to use them, and I'm like, yeah, we can do that. So those ain't set in stone yet, but and those puppies won't be here on my yard. They'll be somebody else. I do line breeding. Yeah, and that's all I'm gonna do from here on out. I'm gonna line breed. I'm gonna take Moon to Soma. That will be an inbreeding. I'll take Soma to Hubble. That'll be an inbreeding. Major to Hubble. That'll be an inbreeding, and then everything from there will be just kind of like line bred from either Soma or Major. I like, hey, come on, let's go. Um, my but the best stud. I mean, I found some really nice studs. Don't get me wrong. I found some really nice studs, but none of them, in my opinion, were as proven as Soma. So it's just like, and plus, but the reason that I want to breed Moon in the first place, is all the shit that everything about her, except for her size. I want a little bit bigger dog, and in order to get everything about her back, the best way to do that was to breed her to either a sibling of hers, her own dad, or her son, Soma, who's an incredible dog himself. Um, yeah, I'm getting an American Bulldog puppy next weekend. If that dog turns out good, she'll be a new dog that I'll add into the line. Um, and there's some other dogs out there. Yeah, I mean, I will if the dog fits what I'm doing and it kind of and it advances my dogs. Yeah, I'll add other dogs to them. Yeah, but I got to a point now where I can just line breed or inbreed have super good dogs. I mean, I'll do some. I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna do some. I got 3 planned inbreedings over the next couple of years. But from there, after that, then it'll probably just be line breeding for a while until I add in that American Bulldog that I'm getting, or maybe some other dog that I might get. that I find or something like that. If I find the right dog, I got a homeboy who has a dog who's a bull herder. She's fire. She would be so nice with Major. And I'm thinking about Pressa Canario in her instead of American Bulldog, but she gets busy. She gets so busy. It's hard to find. Like it's hard for me to find a good working line German Shepherd because one thing that I want to do is so like, and some of my favorite German Shepherds that I see nowadays, that coat is just it's too long for the phenotype that I want. I don't want that. I don't want that super long coat. And in order to do it, in order to knock that down, I would have to breathe the dog in, put the dog in, and then try to breathe that coat out. And you know, that's my only hesitation with like a working German Shepherd. Like the size, I like the muzzle, I like the bone, and some of the good ones, but that comes with a lot of hair. So, but I mean, it's not out of the question. No, it's not out of the question. I just gotta find one that fits. I could find it like a working line German Shepherd that's been bred to another breed that kind of like knocks the hair down, and then take something from that breed and then bring it to mine. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is out of the question really. You know what I mean? If the dog works and it fits, it matches up with mine or my vision of what I want in a dog well enough, then I'll do that shit. Major, what you got? Major, hey, no, out, out. Okay, making sure he didn't have nothing. Oh, okay, that's what's up, Neffy. I think you told me that before. That's what's up. Right on. That's what's up. Right on. If you on Instagram, Neffy, check me out at Roguewolfproject on Instagram. I would like to see those dogs. That's what's up. Right on. I want to see them. If you got an Instagram or something like that where I can see them. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, I mean, nothing is super out of the question. Really, honestly, if the dogs work good and all that kind of shit, then and it matches up. That's how moon. Look, what's up? What's up, moon? What's up, big boy? What's up, Soma? What's up, Soma? Major. What is an American German Shepherd? What's the difference? Or what is that? What do you mean by that? I mean, do you mean you only do imports or a certain style? I don't think I've ever heard of an American German Shepherd. Hey, hey, Bubba, no. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Do you feel like imported dogs work better than dogs bred here in America? I'll tell you, me personally, from my experience, they don't. Dogs that I have seen imported, even in my full-blooded American Bulldog days, my American Bulldogs that were not imported. And again, I know it sounds crazy to say to even think about importing a dog that was created in America, but I know people who would get dogs, would get American Bulldogs, they would import them from, I don't remember where dude was importing them from, but they were nice. I mean, they looked good, but as a working dog, they wasn't shit. They wasn't nothing. They were just some really big. I mean, they weren't even highly trainable. They weren't even like moderately trainable. They were just big, pretty dogs with nothing going on in their head. What's up, Bubba? You wanna come in here? You can't come in here. You come in here, everybody else is gonna wanna come in here. Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's good to know. That's right on. And I can see that because people in America, you know, and a lot of breeders that I know in America, especially of breeders of German Shepherds, they're not breeding for working qualities. They just breeding because it's a German Shepherd. They're not testing the dog to see if it has any health issues. They will breed two dogs with health issues. I do know. I was close to a German Shepherd breeder for a while, and they would just breed those dogs because they were cute. They would say dog A is cute, dog B is cute. I'm like, dog A has been limping his whole life. He probably got hip problems. You gonna check that shit? Nope. We're just gonna breed him. I'm like, all right, okay. So yeah, I mean, I think too many people, and this probably goes for any breed in America. Honestly, they do not. They're not health testing, and they're not breeding for anything aside from this dog is the same kind of dog as this dog, and they're both cute. I'm gonna breed them. And then you get dogs with health issues, and then somebody comes and buys them and don't know the dog's got health issues, but now the whole gene pool is tainted, fucked up. But me personally, I test my dogs before I breed them. I test their abilities, and I also do health testing. And that health testing for me, just Bubba, no, come. You went over there. Get over here. Come on, Bubba, come on. Get your ass away from there. Go. Don't make me get up, Bubba. Bubba, go. Um, but I also breed. I also do health testing just so I'm sure I'm not passing. I'm not passing no health issues on. So, like I said, I want to double up on Soma. Soma has one copy of the gene that could cause some kind of stones, either kidney stones or bladder stones or something. I don't remember which one, but he has one copy of it. So before I double up on him, I'm gonna make sure that she don't have a copy of it. I don't want to breed him to a dog that has two copies of it, even though that what I'm describing that it's not a super serious thing, but it would suck to get a puppy and you just want to enjoy your dog, and now you got a fucking $1,500 vet bill out of nowhere because this dog has kidney stones or bladder stones or something like that, and you got to go get them removed. And so I want to make sure that that's not gonna happen before I one breed the dog and create dogs with that issue, and then introduce two copies of that shit into the gene pool, so that when I get ready to go back, then now people are saying those dogs are nice, but they're prone to kidney stones. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. So I'm gonna test my dogs. I'm gonna health test them before I breed them. Moon is health tested. Soma's health tested. The puppies haven't been just yet because they're not getting bred anytime soon. But long before I breed either one of them, I'll check that and make sure too. And yeah, people over here too often are not health tested, and I get that it costs. It ain't cheap, $50 for one dog. But if you're gonna sell those puppies, if you're gonna spay and you could possibly get by with it. You know what I'm saying? And then don't sell them expensively. But if you're gonna sell those puppies, if I buy a puppy, I don't want to buy and I don't want to sell a vet bill too. I don't want to sell a dog that's just going to end up being a huge vet bill all the time, every month. I don't want to sell a dog with eye issues, ear issues, heart issues, cardiovascular issues, structural issues. I don't want to sell dogs that are prone to those things. I want people to be able to be confident and comfortable that this dog is going to be um, above average health for most of its life. So they all get health tested, and I know what I bred these dogs. I bred Moon, I bred Summer, I bred those dogs. I know what's all in them, but I, you know what I'm saying. But I still do that for peace of mind, my own peace of mind, and for anybody who might get a dog from me, it's peace of mind. That's a good looking dog right there. Only a year old. Wait till that dog is 2 and really in his bag. Yeah, I want to take him to Hubble. I want to take him to my homeboy's bull herder, presser herder dog, and maybe some other bull herders. I think that the bull herders community in general could really use dogs like Major. What I'm seeing in bull herders is like no fragile, and um, I'm not sure if I would trust many of them in anything in a real life situation. Those dogs will fuck around and bite the owner. You know what I'm saying? They'll bite, and I see that. I'm not making that up. I see that all the time. I see it all the time. I see it damn near every day. A bull herder redirecting on its owner, and even though it's not like super malicious all the time, like it's not really trying to, you know, it's just no impulse control. His brain is just messed up. And I think the bull herder blood could use a dog like Major. You get all the herder, you get all the bull, but you get a lot better nerves, and you get a dog that really means it. He ain't just doing it because he's been taught to do this dance. You get it. You'll get some bone, you'll get some head, you'll get some muzzle, you'll get some height. So I would like to see him go into like a good bull herder program. Won't be me. I ain't getting another bull herder. No time. Some you can kind of call these dogs bull herders, I guess, but I don't want another one unless I would take their mom back. Apollo, I would take her back. I would do that. And Soma has a niece that I'm interested in. Soma's half sister, who's a full American bulldog, was bred to Major and Hubble's grandpa. So those dogs are interested. I'm interested in those dogs. Those are technically bull herders, but again, they're bred just like these dogs are. And I think those dogs, too, if they turn out anything like these dogs, will do nothing but help the bull herder gene pool. Moon, what's up? The good thing about Moon is nice and broad. Come here, Moon. Come here. Nice, broad. Her top skull is pretty big. And I love that, knowing that she's about to go back to Soma. I love that for a girl dog. Because that means, and the reason I keep on talking about that is because it's easy to make good males. They all get big. They produce muscle a little bit quicker and easier. So it's easy to have a male who turns out nice. The females, you have to have a good female to get good females. That you don't have to, but if you do, then you give yourself probably 2 times the chance of having good females. And Moon is a super good female. Good bone, good athleticism, drive is 10 out of 10, and then structurally nice head, a lot of muzzle. Um, could be a little bit bigger in my opinion. I do love having Moon when I want to do some traveling. The easiest dog in the world because she's not super big. I can take her anywhere and she can do anything. She can hold her own in any arena. I do like that about her, but she um, but her to Soma should still give me nice heads from those dogs, and uh, and then all the other stuff too. And head size don't really make the dog. It's just what I like. I just like a nice heavy, what I call like a heavy head, which is a good top of the head, good muzzle length, good shape. Hubble has a nice head for a female who's only a year. By the time that dog is 2, their head will probably be um, 50% bigger than it is now. And for a female, fire. Major same way. Head will probably be 50% bigger than it is now. But he's a male. You kind of expect that. But being able to be sure that my females will have nice, heavy, round head, it will be dope. I call them rogue wolves. That's why my page is. That's why this account is Roguewolfproject. I call them rogue. These dogs are rogue wolves. Any dog bred on this yard is a rogue wolf. Will be a rogue wolf. So when I breed someone to that American bulldog, maybe I might call those rogue wolves. My thought process is that I'll breed him to that dog, and then I'll take the better of those dogs and probably breed them to other dogs in the line, and then call those puppies rogue wolves. Um, but I mean, as of right now, dogs bred by me on my yard. You get a dog from me, it's a rogue wolf. Well, alright, YouTube. We'll get with y'all next time.